Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm so pleased that you're with me here on my personal channel at VickiDillard.tv. Thank you so much for joining me today, beloved. I have a little bit of a protocol. If you've known me and you've seen me on other places with the Vicki Show or the networks or the platforms, you know that I always like to say that as you come in, be sure to come in giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. We ask that at the beginning of the broadcast because it helps to ignite the algorithm so other folks can find us. How many of you all know that the way you get your message out and the way that you market is different from the way one does it back in the day? So it's being very strategic. And for that, we thank you so much. Our voice is too important. The work that we do, seeding this consciousness and this news to inform, to inspire, to empower. That's what I do. Is way, 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 way too important, beloved, for us not to be strategic and engaged in that. So if some of you are thinking, well, no, I think I want to like at the end to determine whether or not I like the broadcast or not, you probably want to go ahead and leave now. We're talking about being strategic, beloved. That's how this works. Talk like to be somebody. Thank you so much for tuning in. On the count of three, everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you all so very much for sharing today's broadcast. It's just, we're so pleased that you're with us today. Now, family, I want you to get ready. I'm getting ready to prep this clip I want you to watch. Family, you all know how I often go in, right? You all know how often I go in on politicians coming to your church, singing in your choir, and eating chicken and frying catfish with you in order to get your vote. You all know that I often talk about that because it is how the Democrat Party does a lot of their campaigning. And the reason why they go to your churches and some of your fraternities and your social groups, and we just have to admit this is the case, is because those groups, those locations, I should say, which of course I was raised in. So I know about this. The reason they go there and the reason why they solicit to you is because, unfortunately, most folks there don't think. They don't think deeply. I have said for a long time that thinking is new for some people. This is the truth. You've got to admit it, family. Thank you so much for the hearts. How y'all doing, family? So, being able to critically think and being politically sophisticated enough to say, hey, you're telling me that my vote is so powerful, but it gets me nothing specifically. And if I ask you something specifically, then you go crazy, you demonize me, you disrespect us. But we see that other groups who don't even solicit and specifically ask for tangibles, that means concrete deliverance and effectiveness from one's political leaders, legislative leaders, governmental leaders, they get results. But when it comes down to you, you're ignored. And sometimes they may chit chat about a study, a weak plebiscite that matters not. Are y'all hearing me today? Thank you, Tropical Punch. Queen, you're just beautiful. Thank you all so much for your green hearts. Thank you, family. Thank you. Now, I'm not going to be before you long, but I will be strong. By the way, family, be sure to check out that link that I have pinned above. That's my new monthly mastermind school, which I'm so excited about. I see more and more of you are signing up. It is extremely, extremely affordable for all the yumminess that you have access to. Most importantly, the type of supernatural information that can shape your life. So be sure to click that link. And again, it's extremely, I mean, it's a tank of gas. If you got a Cadillac Escalade or something, talk black to me. In fact, it might be cheaper than that, to be honest. But anyway, family, your life will never be the same. Give me 12 months so that you're able to see transformation in every area of your life. The type of spiritual information that I give you has that effect, especially for those of you, Vicki Dillard Mystery School scholars that have the wherewithal to actually implement those things that you hear. Now, without further ado, family, this is not going to be a long broadcast because there's no reason for it to be. It's very simple, but I want to let you all know something that took place today. I was so tripped out, family. Thank you, Miss Cherise. She said an absolutely beautiful and mystical community. Join us. Yes, it's literally a community, family, because you're going to have access to each other there. My team worked very hard on putting that together. It's going to be so many direct links, comments. I'm getting ready to, my team, that is, they're going to get ready to post a direct video that you're going to get from me here pretty soon. So in addition to your monthly mastermind, it's just off the chain. We're just getting started. We're just starting, our registration season. So the point is, you can tell it's going somewhere absolutely yummy. I've already conducted the first mastermind course. So that's already available for you. So I'm just so excited. These are some of the sacred secrets of manifesting the life of your dreams. So if you're really serious about that, and if you want to make a difference this 2024, this is the time to make something happen. Don't delay. So be sure to join. Family, you all know that James Clyburn is a sellout to his own people. James Clyburn, for those of you that don't know, was recently busted. He was doing this for some time, but thankfully somebody did an in-depth piece on him. Your very melanated South Carolina Black elder congressman, who is Joe Biden's busboy, political busboy, that used his political capital and weight to get him reelected. This is the same James Clyburn that was against defunding the police after anti-Black brutalization and murder. This is the same James Clyburn that is against Black folks getting reparations. This is the same James Clyburn that was busted in that piece that I was talking about a minute ago, working with the GOP, working with the Republicans to redistrict Democratic Black areas. And he worked with the GOP because he was concerned that his congressional area would be in danger. So he worked with the other side, who the Democrats say is the enemy. James Clyburn secretly worked with them to make sure that when they manipulated the electoral maps, that they kept his seat intact. And that's what they did. I want you to keep that in mind. Okay? Now, I want you to watch this. I'm not going to let you watch this whole thing. So here I am this morning, finished my meditation. Y'all getting my stuff together, doing our whole girly things, our morning routines. Y'all know how we do, taking care of my stuff that I have to do. Family, I come across this video from the White House. Live remarks. President Biden delivers remarks. Guess where he delivers remarks at, family? At Mother Emanuel's AME Church. And guess who gave almost an equally long opening? Joe Biden's was, I think, 30-something minutes. Pretty much the balance of that was James Clyburn up there shaking and sound like he belonged in 12 Years a Slave. That's all the energy I was getting from him. He gets his funny looking self up there trying to convince us that all the stuff he talked about by having all these different Black female judges, and it wasn't that many. A point about Joe Biden was a breakthrough for Black folks. He talked about the stuff Joe Biden tried to do and why it's important that we give him a chance to try try again. Now, I want you to watch, because this was about 50-something minutes total. During these remarks at Mother Emanuel's Church, as you all know, it's a historic Black church. This is where the massacre took place. I think it was around, 2015, somewhere thereabout. Obama ended up doing something as a memorial in another location because Obama was dragged in the media because his funny looking self didn't do what he was ignoring Black folks' murders. And so he finally he said, okay, let me go do this memorial because he was getting so much backlash during his presidency. Right? I want y'all to watch this clip. Y'all ready? Let me get it cued. And for those of you that don't remember, how many of y'all remember that white supremacist, Dylann Roof, right? The white supremacist Dylann Roof, who was invited into the church and massacred in terrorist style, which of course Black folks, that's why we understand what's happening in Gaza and Sudan. This is why we know about Congo and stuff. Because America, they're terrorists here. The United States of America, the beast, does this kind of stuff here. Talk Black to me. Y'all watch this clip. Let me get it cued because I said this was 55 minutes. I want to get this shorter one. Okay. Yeah. So y'all watch this. Watch it. Y'all ready? Y'all, this is on the Copyright Act of 1976. Just a brief clip. Okay. So here, Joe Biden's funny looking self finally takes the stage after the 12 years a slave busboy finally shuts up, trying to trick the listeners of the church. He's down there with it shaking like he at a Baptist church or something, so he can move the handful of Black folks that don't mind going to the polls for nothing. Somebody said, y'all crazy. SGT Slaughter said, Bracia says, baby, you know already. Because see, some of us do get triggered, and rightly so, when we see our people get the shakes over white supremacy. It's so disturbing because we want to reach out and just be like, well, what's are you all right? Because some of y'all really go to itching and scratching. You willing to put up your mortgage, your house. You will refinance. You will sell your spouse to save Jim Crow Joe Biden and his ilk. When we see y'all acting like that, that's those of us that believe in Black self-determination and Black sovereignty and Black revolution. That is so foreign to us. It's distressing because we're not made the same and stuff. It's concerning. It's concerning. But Vicki, enough of that. So family, I'm not going to let you listen to this 55-minute ordeal. I want you to watch this 2 minutes right here. And I'm gonna cut in between. Is this it? Yes. Okay, hold on, y'all. So just imagine Joe Biden is in the middle of his speech and this takes place. I wanted to do just the clip, said at 55 minutes. I got like 3-4 videos lined up. But this is the main part I want y'all to see. After y'all hold on because they're gonna protest about Gaza. But I want you to see something. I want you to see Lam comes and saves the day. Watch this. And look closely at the people who are attending. If you really care about the lives lost here, you should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I hope y'all paying attention. So not just what the protesters did, look at the people that are attending and listen to what the bones and biscuits and the other miscellaneous folk that's there, listen to what they say next, right? So they tell him, they say, no, you can't care what happens to these people's lives. So for those of you who remember, Mother Emanuel's Church is where the massacre took place of our Black family in South Carolina in 2015, right? So you got these folks that stand up there and say, ceasefire now. Listen to what happens after that. Watch this. Family, you mean to tell me these are the people that come to Mother Emanuel's Church every Sunday? You mean to tell me these are the people that show up for Wednesday night Bible study and prayer meeting? You're not finna sit here and tell me these are the people that come to Sunday school. Are y'all looking at this? What are all of these different white people and other groups doing there at this Mother Emanuel's Church? Did Mother Emanuel members get a chance to come? Were the actual registered members of the church given access? Probably not, except for about 3 or 4 members. But apparently the church didn't mind letting these political devils use our Black blood, the blood of our ancestors, the memory of our ancestors, that extraordinary terrorist attack for the benefit of the Democrats. Y'all know darn well. Not only these folks that sit up here screaming and hollering, talking about some 4 more years, which some of them are Black. I'm finna get there in a minute. But I want you to pay attention to this finesse. I hope y'all are watching. Y'all ready for this one? Watch this. Everybody be sure to hit that thumbs up button, family. Hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. Watch this.
Thank you. Look, folks, I understand it.
Now, family, I need y'all to listen real close, because Lom is about to come save the day. So while all this screaming and hollering was going on, the first half of this speech that he gave, when that was going on, Lom was in the booth changing her uniform. She took off the apron. She took off her little funny looking hat. She dusted off the flour for making biscuits. And her uniform, she actually put on a choir robe. But the choir robe said LOM. For those of you that don't know, LOM is an acronym I created years ago that stands for League of Mammies. So, League of Mammies, as I have told you, just like I go off on Black men that do crazy stuff for white supremacy, the League of Mammies is a group of Black women that are strategically placed in certain positions and platforms in order to save white supremacy, benefit white supremacy, be an ally to white supremacy, and to disrespect, check, and corral and keep Black folks in check. Do you understand? League of Mammies don't just promote white supremacy, benefit white supremacy, ally with white supremacy. LOM actually punishes, criticizes, and disciplines Black folks if they get out of line in their minds and disrespect Massa or Miss Ann. Do you understand the distinction? Watch LOM All while this was happening, Lom was breathing hard to find a phone booth, which there are not many that exist today. That's how ancient. Lom was looking for a phone booth. Lom was taking off the robe. What did I say? The apron, the kitchen apron, and switching to the church robe that had LOM on it. She was breathing hard while she was running there, like Stacey Abrams does. And when I say that, if you know anything about me, you know we're not making fun of nobody with no medical condition. I'm talking about the fact that every time you used to see Stacey Abrams campaigning for white folks, the Democrat Party, she was sweating hard and breathing hard and sweating, just sweating and breathing hard. And I brought that up not because she's a voluptuous, beautiful woman, but because this is a problem with you ninjas that believe in doing all the labor for the Democrats. They will have you out there in 100-degree weather with equally 100-degree humidity for them. And then they throw your funny looking self under the bus after you once again labor. So every time we see her, she was breathing hard and sweating, just sweating and sweating and sweating. The camera people was trying to talk to her. Miss Abrams, what do you think? Can I get a glass of water? Oh, God. They believe in you doing all the work. That's why I brought that up. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share. Watch this. I don't want to get off because I told you I ain't going to be here long with this. I'm over this. Watch this.
I understand their passion, and I've been quietly working with the Israeli government to get them to reduce and significantly get out from Gaza.
Okay, it's getting ready to come up, family. I'm going to turn it up a little bit, but remember, this is going to be Lom screaming from the pew. So listen real close, okay? Listen real close.
I'm using all that I can to do. But I understand the passion. Look, folks, after the civil... Thank you. They don't realize that. You're a good man. Thank you.
Look at Lom. Look at Lom.
Hi, everyone. George.
Look at Lom. Did you see what she said? You better tell her, Miss Sharice. Miss Sharice, know I call out Simone and all the rest of them when I told y'all how Simone broke a nail for Joe Biden. And that's exactly right. They believe in breaking their nails and being out of breath for their open enemy. You must be out of your mind. You are a disturbed Black woman if you ever break a nail for your open enemy. God today. Y'all know y'all can't tell us nothing when we freshly leave the nail salon. Y'all know it's about a vibration. Y'all know we go near and far to a whole new city to make sure the right people can get it done. Y'all know we go grocery shopping different when our nails are done. We cook different. We work different. When we in the office and we got freshly done nails, just everybody can't deal with us like that. We so much and too much. So no Black woman in her right mind is getting ready to break no nails and be out of breath for their open enemy. That's outrageous. It's a sign that you are out of your mind and something is really the matter. It's a sign that you're not well, beloved. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Y'all can't tell us nothing when we get our nails done. We don't care who like it or not. Change our whole vibe. If you drive and stuff, you don't turn the steering wheel the same. God, today. Where my sisters at? Tell me I'm lying. You do not turn the wheel the same. When you're taking out your cash or your card at the grocery store, you're not going to just be all aggressive and unzipping the wallet. No. There's a level of reverence. Tell the truth. We get ready to swipe that card, baby. Everybody's got to wait a little longer. A little longer. It's a little respect. Did you all hear Lom? Watch this. This is what Lom does. Whenever white folks are in trouble, or it looks like their world and their empire, their oppressive, anti-black, murderous, economically depraved empire is crumbling, you've got a Lom or a shucker and jiver coming in to save the day. Watch this. Watch her one more time and look real good, because the video is going to cut off right when she says it. Watch this.
But I understand the passion. Look, folks, after the civil... Thank you. They don't realize that. You're a good man. Thank you.
You are understanding person. You are understanding person. You are a good man. They don't realize it. Now look at her from the pew. Look at her from the camera. Don't tell me she ain't no choreographed plant Lom member that was sent there to intercept. There we go with the game terminology again. To intercept any catastrophes. Don't she look just like Lom? Tell the truth. You a good man. You a good man. They don't realize it. But you a good man. He sit up there telling me, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So white folks take over your black church. They sitting out in the front and in the middle in the best seats that you as a church members can't even get no good seat. You way in the back, Lom, Aunt Jemima. You way in the back. You in the back. This you. And from way back there, what she do?
Thank you. They don't realize that. Look, but I understand the passion. Look, folks, after the civil... Thank you. They don't realize that. You're a good man. Thank you.
You a good man. Do you see? I'm bringing this up because I'm like, somebody gonna have to sponsor your sister Vicki Dillard to come on down to South Carolina. I need y'all to go ahead and get this church set up for me. James Clyburn, that was a shorter clip. You all know I had to listen to some of his madness, which I was just devastated listening to.
For the price of prescription drugs.
This is him. He opened it.
And his Department of Health and Human Services just announced the first 10 drugs that will be subject to negotiations. If you or a family member takes prescription medicine for diabetes, blood clots.
We're not finna get ready to listen to Steven from Django. We're not doing that today. We're not finna listen to the devastation. Watch this. I just wanted to show you how he did all of the so-called hailing of Joe Biden's so-called accomplishments, which he has no pro-black specific accomplishments, substantive pro-black accomplishments. But they didn't tell you, family, where is it at? This piece that just came out a couple days ago. No, not a couple days ago, a day ago. Yesterday. What does this headline say? Now, you saw who just opened up for Joe Biden, right? You saw who opened up for Joe Biden. Politico just did this piece. What does it say, family? Y'all see Stephen right there? What did Stephen say? What has Stephen been telling Joe Biden for the past few weeks? Ostensibly. So family, with this news out, do you all think it's any wonder that Joe Biden brought his funny looking self to Mother Emanuel Church, which is sacred, holy ground of our Black ancestors whose blood was shed? They're allowing their blood to be pimped by the anti-Black, oppressive, exploitative Democrat Party. Y'all see this? Darlene sees it. Darlene X sees it. Clyburn. I'm very concerned about Biden standing with Black voters. Representative Clyburn said on Sunday that he was very concerned about President Joe Biden standing with Black voters as the general election nears. The South Carolina Democrat, making an appearance on CNN State of the Union, said he has spoken to the president about his fears. Didn't I tell you that? So you can imagine this has been going on for some weeks now. Because he done already spoke to President Biden about it. But he's just now telling the public Sunday on CNN. But keep listening to this. It's a brief excerpt I'm reading you from Politico. It's not, I'm not going to read all this. But this is an important part. I want you to listen to what he said. He said, I have no, let me go back up here. He said, okay, he was on the State of the Union expressing his fears about, which were based around the failure of the White House to translate its legislative accomplishments into positive voter sentiment. Quote, watch what he says. I have no problem with the Biden administration and what it has done. Clyburn said, listen to this. Raccoon. My problem is that we have not been able to break through that MAGA wall in order to get people, in order to get to people exactly what this president has done. If you took the little simple thing, that is student loan debt relief, he promised to relieve student loan debt, and he's done that. This president is keeping his promises. Watch this. People keep focusing on one or two things he did not get accomplished. Family, the reason why we give Black folks first, a lot of times, this everlasting work, the reason why you see me always going off on the raccoon class and the LOMs and stuff, it's not because I'm intentionally trying to do that. It's because if my target is the oppressive white supremacy, politically speaking, and you find a raccoon that jumps in the way of the target, who gonna get hit first? If my aim is the oppressive class, and Django Stephen and Aunt Jemima want to roll on out there sweating and breathing hard and jump in front of the target, if you jump in front of the target, who gonna get hit first, family? At the top of the broadcast, I reminded you that James Clyburn says he's against reparations. Did y'all hear me? He's against reparations. He is against defunding the police, oppressive police forces that murder Black folks. He's against that. Did y'all hear me today? And he works with the other side to make sure that his seat is safe, while telling you that the Republicans are devils altogether, but he quietly works with them to suppress the Black vote so long as his seat remains intact. Then he showed up to the church because he's out there saying, see, y'all need us to come to South Carolina to cut that. Y'all need us to come to South Carolina because out of desperation, they're getting the show enough 5 Black folks that's still left that they can count on to make a difference for Joe Biden one more time. Let's do it for Massa one more time. What you're seeing is Joe Biden's campaign being dead and on life support. Actually, not even on life support. It's over. But you Negroes with your Black energy and magic come in to give it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation with your raccoonery so that it can live another day. You are first and foremost the enemies to your own people. Every single thing during this ridiculous address at Mother Emanuel's Church, every Black person, number one, should be feel like they were entirely disrespected. Them Germans not finna let you just come up in Auschwitz doing any and everything. They got an agenda when you come to Auschwitz, but the agenda got to benefit them. Illuminati, whoever you are, that says ancestral worship is sorcery. The dead don't hear you, thus the Most High, and you will be judged. Repent. Y'all know I pick and choose what trolls I listen to, and most of the time I don't even see half the comments. If I just so happen to look over, I see something. Illuminati, Illuminati. You poor thing. You ignorant little thing. I have my ancestors webinar available at VickiPlanet.com. You can go over there and get it and get educated. You knucklehead religious people who are tethered to stupidity, don't come up in my chat. You got enough of religious, and y'all got enough of y'all that got your own channels. You got different kind of streets that some of y'all be on hollering and screaming and proselytizing, which is great. Go there. But when you come to my platforms, you're going to get what I'm giving. You can come to my class and be seated slowness is what you can do. I break down all of that. Now, you don't have to believe it, but you're not going to come to the Vicki Dillard show. God, today. You're not finna do that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Some of you all that are satanically possessed. Talking about the dead and ancestor worship. Whatever word you want to use, but I refer to ancestor reverence. If you don't believe in ancestor worship, throw all of your American dollars in the trash. Because the image you bear of the oppressor is on it every time you use it. You need to likely get out of whatever city you're in, because I can assure you there is a museum, there is a street, there is a library. There's a highway. There's a church, there's a building that's named after them. And in many cases, images raised to worship them. Illuminati, I'm sure they forced you to learn about your oppressors in school. And if you're going to sit here and tell me about the Most High, I would imagine that you know a little something about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the Most High often referred to them and told some of their offspring that he only does for them that which he did and was going to do because of their promise to their ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Your long and detailed, copious books like Leviticus and Deuteronomy give long genealogical records before they ever get to the point. What in the hell do you think that is? Throw your money away. Get out of your city. Reread your Bible or your Torah. Poor ignorant thing. But enough of that. I love you back, oh senior. I'm going to read you a little bit more of this piece from Politico. Remember, I just showed you that James Clyburn opened up Joe Biden's speech today at Mother Emanuel's Church, right? Where hardly any of Mother Emanuel's church members was even there. So all of that was choreographed and staged for political purposes. They use the memory of our ancestors to pull on your heartstrings to get your vote. Watch this. It says Clyburn carries more weight within the president's orbit than any other member of Congress, owing to the critical role he played in helping Biden secure the 2020 primary. So his fears will undoubtedly register among the re-election team in Wilmington. This is the reason why white folks love James Clyburn. This is the reason why they got together like they did to take away black votes when they gerrymandered South Carolina. How you think they would receive Vicki Dillard if she mounted the pulpit? And I went there with slides and everything, which I don't usually do for my presentations. Mine is that powerful, I don't even need it. It'd be in the way for me. My magic speaks for itself. But just so that people can see the receipts, if I were to mount the pulpits and I would have a tech team with me or something and have them have excerpts prepared so that I could show the senior citizens and octogenarians practically in South Carolina, those who are still willing to vote for Joe Biden, let them know that behind the scenes, that James Clyburn was working with the Republicans to redistrict their area, which means that ultimately it suppresses the black voice. And he didn't mind them doing it so long as they saved his seat. So it was about power for him. What if I went there and reiterated to them or their children or their children's children the fact that he's against reparations and he does not mind oppressive police forces being funded with glee and with their very black taxpayer dollars? We would shake some stuff up. Will we have enemies? Hell yeah. But we have supporters. And when we shake some stuff up and scare the Democrat Party to death, we certainly would. Because they still see James Clyburn as a kingmaker. As I just read, they consider him to carry more weight. Remember, that's the part I read. I want to scroll down so you can read, I read it, so that you could hear that part. Goes on to say that the time of his comments are notable too, as Biden is set to head to Clyburn's home state on Monday. Of course, we know he did that, which is today, for a speech for Mother Emanuel Church, the site of the slaying of 9 parishioners by a white supremacist in 2015. See, your people are so sick and twisted. Your open enemy is not smart enough in every instance, family, to strategize against you. Don't you understand? This is the reason why they have the raccoons on payroll. They don't pay them in dollars. They pay them in crumbs and Addy boys and pats on the back. So I'm putting this out there to South Carolina. What y'all gonna do about it? I'm asking you all, what church, what organization are you gonna make sure is secured? So even your brother Marcel Dixon perhaps can even speak to that, because he's right there in that area and he's the one that challenged James Clyburn. What are y'all going to do about that when they're using the memory of the slain blood of your ancestors for weak political purposes? I got to go, family. My name is Vicki Dillard. I love y'all so much. Be sure to join my mastermind school. I got something else I got to do right now. And they're waiting on me to respond to a call here, family. But I wanted to just pop in and say that to you. I listened to enough of that mess today. And I wanted to let you all know that James Clyburn has been privately expressing his concerns to Joe Biden. And I want you to understand that your open enemy, the oppressor, is not smart enough to trick you at every turn. They have black folks on payroll because it's black folks that tell them what to do to trick up their own people. It's Clyburn that says, let's go to church. Let's do a joint event at one of the most sacred and hallowed grounds where 9 of our black parishioners were mowed to death by a white supremacist who was taken to Burger King before they took him to prison, to jail, now and then to prison. Take them to the place where some of their family members, before their family members were even buried, said, we forgive him. Didn't ask for your forgiveness. And even if he did, so what? But before they were buried, some of them came on out and said, oh, we forgive him. James Clyburn said, let's play on that because that means something to my own people. I want you to use that white man who's responsible for the undoing of Black folks in the past 35 years, 35 or so plus years, more than anybody ever, because you were the one that was a mastermind behind the 1994 crime bill that Clinton signed. He said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the hallowed ground. We're going to go to where the Black blood was shed. We're going to play on the heartstrings of their emotions. And we're going to use that to make a pitch for you, massa. You are sick. And some of these are your grandmothers and your aunties that's down there. And your uncles. Y'all see that black man? Y'all should have saw the clip I showed you. The black man down there. And what did they start doing? You saw Negroes out there hollering with them other folks. 4 more years. 4 more years. You look crazy. We won't disrespect our elders, but we sure ain't gonna listen to y'all. We're not making the moves like you making them. There's no reason why South Carolina should not be planning multiple meetings at multiple churches to educate the people down there in South Carolina. And if you were going to use the memory of your ancestor, it ought to be the fact that they were never paid for their labor. And that we're in prophetic and spiritual times where it is required by the divine that we get in line and demand of this, the real devil, what belongs to us. Or they will hasten their doom, and those who assist them will meet the same end. What did I say right there? If you're going to invoke your ancestors, I'll take you to church, baby. I'm going to pull out some scriptures. But you ain't going to like my interpretation. Because it's not going to match your white supremacist interpretation. When I talk about Calvary, we ain't finna go to no Middle East from 2,000 years ago, from no stringy hair, blue-eyed Jesus. By the time I go there, I'm going to make sure I know the official names of some that was crucified right there in South Carolina, hung on a tree, whose body was not intact. So you're not going to like my rendition of the story, baby. So it's on you, South Carolina. The question is, what are y'all going to do about this? If you're in South Carolina right now, you can start sharing this clip with some of your South Carolinian families. You can start setting up lunch or dinner at your house without telling them what they're coming over there to watch. And you just so happen to put on the Vicki Dillard Show from my personal channel here at VickiDillard.tv. Or if you find me on African Diaspora News Channel, one of the others, a clip from one of my old videos I've been doing over the years, that'll do. Some of you need to be actually planning physical, literal events. And invoke what matters to them. If you know that you're dealing with someone that's coming from a spiritual mindset that deals with end times, apocalyptic things, they're thinking about things that relates to scripture, and that you know they're filled with this whole notion of turn the other cheek and all this kind of stuff, you got to know how to work that. Because see, all y'all just driven by fear. That's the reason why Illuminati's funny looking self came in my chat. Jeffrey, I like the sound of coin during my show. Your gift is blessed, beloved, 1,000-fold. Thank you so much. Listen. The reason why Illuminati's funny looking self can come in my chat and tell me don't start talking about no ancestor worship and telling me about judgment is because that's all y'all know is fear. You don't know me well enough because fear don't scare me. Hell don't scare me. Slowness. You know why? Because I took the book seriously enough that when I started activating the part that says, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be open, most of y'all didn't do that. Because you know that if you keep doing it, you're going to tap into something that the book never told you, and your pastor and your bishop and your evangelist and your teacher never told you. You're going to see and feel some stuff that the Sunday school teacher never told you about. You ain't going to just be reading the book. The book is going to be reading you. And then you will begin to write your own. And then people will accuse you of being blasphemous because you can see beyond sight and you can see through darkness. Most of you didn't even take the book seriously enough to do what it said. And so when I come out of it with an interpretation that you say is sorcery and witchcraft, and then you want to tell me I need to be concerned about a judgment. Oh my God, I can't tell you what word just went through my mind right there. It wasn't about no Lord and Savior Jesus Christ word, though. It wasn't none of that, though. I can't tell you that because y'all gonna say she ain't a lady. It was a word. It was the second letter of the alphabet that it started with. Just went right through my brain. You think that's gonna scare me? Slowness? Y'all wasn't rocking with me when I was in the belly of the beast. You wasn't rocking with me when I was dealing with high-level governmental officials. Not just criminally, but civilly, fool. You wasn't rocking with me when messengers appeared to me. Slowness. Take it up to dimensions that your book don't talk. Ninja, please. You just talking. And that's all you got is fear. And when you find somebody that's not moved by that, you get flustered because that's your world. That's your world. You mere mortal. I have no problem with mortals. I'm made up of mortality, but I'm also made up of immortality. The problem is when you're just that. Ooh, I said something right there. That means when your paradigm is just that, you don't go far, ninja. You're weak and irrelevant in the big scheme of things. And the reason you are is not just because you choose to live in that matrix, in that box. It's because you got the nerve to force somebody else to try to do the same. If you ain't scared, you would join the Vicki Dillard Mystery School. Ain't regular. Several people have been blowing up my phone today, and I won't say why. Some of you may know, and you'll find out later. Some of you may already know. Somebody was like, so-and-so that came against you. So-and-so that stole from you. So-and-so that disrespected you. So-and-so that committed crimes against you. Something happened to them. Did you know about X, Y, and Z? So somebody messaged me shocked, and I said, I'm not regular, baby. Man, y'all play too much. I ain't regular. So while I'm waiting on addressing this in a natural legal way, man, my unseen government is just wreaking havoc at the same time. And that's the difference between me and you and some of y'all. I don't trip out if things don't happen in the first 5 minutes. My tumultuous journey has taught me that. It's taught me that I'm always going to ultimately win. But you can't and you won't if you don't know not only who you are, watch this, but what you are. And when you come to that place, you make many enemies because they can't move you by fear or hell. Like Illuminati coming in my chat. Just did. Thank you, Illuminati, for saying that, because you've given me an opportunity to reiterate important messages that other folks that think like you should hear. That mindset is what's causing the world to be moved, and it's what's moving the world. But baby, some of us are coming to change your spiritual and religious paradigm, baby. Some of us have contracted with earth for this time to do exactly that. Whereas you're dealing with head knowledge, speculative knowledge only. And some of y'all take great pride in what you can quote. and how far back you can go to talk about different empires and genealogies or whatever your spiritual system is. But you don't embody that thing. God, today, you are not living it evidentiary. All you got is head knowledge. All you have is your head knowledge. Okay, Vicki, give us a spiritual analogy. Derek, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Derek always gives me cash apps. Thank you, beloved. And I never take it for granted. And every time I get a coin sound, which I love so much, and it's so profound and prophetic, that's the only thing that when I'm in meditation, if I get a sound like that, it'll shake me out. That's listen. Some of y'all said, Vicki, give me a spiritual reference to what you just said. Let me give you a spiritual reference to what I just said. You only have the letter of the law. God, today! But you don't have the spirit of it. Some of you have the letter of the law, you see, but you don't have the spirit. I said some of you have the letter of the law. You can quote it, but you ain't got no lab to manifest that thing. Doesn't mean everything was perfect, but there is no evidence that you even tried to apply it. Ra, your gift is blessed, beloved, 1,000-fold. The number that you just gave, Ra, is very prophetic. That number code that you just sent, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. I blessed it again. Listen, you only have the letter of the law, but not the spirit. Let me tell you something. My brother, I was just on Brother Rich's channel the other day again. He reached out to me, asked me, was I available Friday nights? And normally I never am, but I came on late for him. And I'm glad that I did. And I said something in a very prophetic way. And so many of the people got it and were moved by it. And there was a small handful that didn't. And one of my team members told me somebody messaged and said something crazy. Wow, but my team, they're always real good about responding back with respect. My job, spiritually, my contract with this planet, that the assignment don't change because you don't get it. God, today. Drickle, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Thank you all. Because you don't get the spiritual stuff, you don't understand what's happening. You say something dumb. You don't have to believe what I say. You don't even have to understand what I say. The problem is when some of you all say and do too fast. Do you know that there's so many people that I don't get, I don't ride with, I don't rock with, they don't click with me? And if what they're doing is not detrimental, what in the hell would I spend my time typing and emailing them for? Being in their DMs and comments. Finding my website so you can make sure my team gets the message to me. Just in case, because it's not possible for me to read all these comments all over different platforms. But I try to make it a point from time to time to check out some of them. Did you hear what I said? Rasha and Amin said that show was the bomb with your brother Ra. Welcoming you to South Carolina. Want you to meet my teacher in Denver. He is next level. Ashe, beloved. This is interesting. So my mother, when she saw me moving and my particular gift spiritually, I was dating this guy one time and he said, your mom, she said, look how she treats you when you get like, he said, look how she treats you. He said, she acting like you so-and-so, ninja. What? There's a certain energy that I get into that she's not treating me like daughter. It's a prophetic, it's a spiritual energy. Something is happening between the worlds when I speak or when I say and when I do. And when some of you don't get that, thank you, Vicki D from Trickle. Your gift is blessed. Listen. So when I said something, I was given a warning. And somebody was like, oh, Vicki, you triggered. Even Brother Rich was like, oh, Vicki, he said, I don't know who made you mad. No, it wasn't mad. When you are a vessel that channels, when you're a certain type of prophetic vessel that channels, when you're so tapped in and tuned in, when you get a download, the download that comes to me doesn't just stick in my head. God, today, I am giving you mastermind stuff. I become it. And I deliver the energy a certain type of way, which is what makes it effective. And it causes me to laugh at you subject verb ninjas when you turn around and laugh at me and say, why did she say it like that? And why is she bamming that gavel? And why is she using her face like that? Spirit rocks with me because Spirit knows I will make a fool of myself. And I don't mind if you talk about me, if you misunderstand me, because I'm going to get the job done. And because my job and assignment is a perspective that transcends time, space, and transportation. And because I dwell in other dimensions, you overstand. So I know it has a greater impact on what I do on this plane because it's not just affecting this plane. I will leave you to your smallness. Somebody just said, big goddess, she knows her place and the title in the universe. So please know, because you're thinking that in your little world, in your townhouse, driving your car on your job. Because you, baby, that's you in your little world. And you still can't believe she's still doing that. I'm a part of another court. God, today, with our different kinds of energy and consequences. Why she said like that? Sit down, funny looking self. Sit down, silly. Hush, puppy. God knows don't find my website and email my people. Please get up out my DMs with the stupidity. Some of you all don't like to wrestle with discomfort. I said something right there. You don't like to wrestle with the unknown and the discomfort, which is why you never grow and it's why you never get anywhere else. It's written, blessed are your eyes that see. Let me help you real quick. Blessed are your ears that hear. And what did he say after that? He says that kings and other prophets long to see and hear what you see and hear. But some of you don't recognize what you hear is that profound and that consequential because it's so subtle. It's almost imperceptible that you miss it. And some of you don't just miss it. Some of you don't just question it. You mock it. You mock it. And that's one of the worst things you could ever do, more than you not understanding it. That's totally understandable that you don't understand. You not getting it, you feeling uncomfortable, you feeling weird, is totally understandable because that's how the spirit realm works. But when you mock it, God, I am working something really, really good right now. I was supposed to have been gone 15 minutes ago. When you mock it, you do something with the spiritual energy. And then you set yourself up later to be judged. You set a trap for yourself later when you mock it. It's okay if you don't understand it. It's okay if you disagree. It's okay if you're uncomfortable. It's okay if you even misunderstood. What's not okay is when you start mocking that which you know nothing about. Be careful. This ain't the season for it, baby. And to any spiritualist on any day, like Illuminati, who served as an excellent example so that I could teach you a little bit. Get ready to be taught. If you believe what you believe for real, I'm going to take again your scripture. I'm going to take again your very manual for living. And I'm going to challenge you with that same book. Why is she reading that other book? Why is she quoting Ninja? Shut up. I'll stick with your book. What quote is that? One of your famous major prophets, and I refer to this often, and I'm going to keep referring to it. One of your famous major prophets. He was a conjurman, actually. Y'all don't like that word, but that's what he was. Elisha did magic. His magic, governments and nations relied on it too. The regular widow, the poor man and the poor woman, but so did the government. One governmental leader, one king blamed him for the economic condition of the nation. That's how powerful and consequential he was. Watch this. When he was challenged and outnumbered by every other spiritual system. Let me help you. We in Sunday school. That's all you know. Elisha, outnumbered by the hundreds of other prophets. He was by himself. And he said, meet me on Mount Carmel. I gotta go. But before I go, somebody put a mountain emoji in the chat. God, today. Mute said, teach mommy. I will. Wonder said, magic is manifestation of the law. Watch this. Watch this. Somebody said, not Sunday school, Monday school. I love it. I love it. D3D, I love it. D3D said Monday school. Watch this. So Elisha, who was outnumbered by hundreds of other prophets that served the government of the day, said, meet me on Mount Carmel. You get your magic together. I'll give you time to set your altar to do what you do. And it's going to be all y'all against little old me. And your Sunday school version will tell you that the other side and the hundreds of other practitioners spent dang near all day calling on their God, didn't they? It said they set up their altar all day. And after so much time passed, Elisha said he started to mock and make fun of them because he knew who he was and he knew what he was. And in a matter of a minute, it says he restored the altar. He set the altar up. He dipped the items and the elements in water multiple times because he said, whoever has a real God, let him answer by fire. And so he did that precisely. This thing that was not flammable, but that was deeply entrenched and wet. It happened as he said it. I say to you that you don't get to just talk about your God that you say you believe in. You got to prove that thing, baby. God, today, you got to have a mountain, baby, to have this contest on. Okay? You don't just get to be in my chat talking about judgment and hell is coming. You don't get to talk about your particular unique God and the Most High, and I disrespect none. I respect them all. But you don't get to just do that and not back that thing up. My name is Vicki Dillard. Hit that link above to join our mastermind school, a mere $40-some a month. When I did the special, we had a beautiful response to it. It was like half of that. So right now we're back at the monthly price, $40-some a month. VickiPlanet.com, VICKIPlanet.com. The link is above. Shout out to my beautiful moderators. Shout out to all of you who tuned in today. Be sure to share the broadcast. Stay tuned. Be sure that you're on my email list on my website, because whenever you hear about my book being released later this year, when you hear about my meditation album that'll be released this year, when you hear about my next magazine edition. And by the way, if you have not gotten your magazines, most people that I know of have gotten theirs. We got a call from, I think maybe 2 or 3 people, or message they didn't receive theirs, and then somebody else said that they just got theirs recently. You all know how the mail does. We send it out way, way, way in advance. So most people should have already gotten theirs by Christmas. But I have to say that a couple of them did say that they got theirs fairly recently. The majority of other folks have already received theirs. So give it a couple of more days. If not, be sure to hit up my team, customer service at onpurpose. Customer service at gmail.com on purpose. Customer service at gmail.com on purpose. Customer service at gmail.com. Give them a couple of days, and I promise you're going to hear back from them, and they'll look into it. We send out the bulk, a big bulk, and so we know for sure majority of the folks have already received theirs. But you all know that when you're dealing with the mailing system, that's beyond you. But that's not a problem at all. We're happy to serve you. We're happy to respond to you. We're just simply saying that we did hear from a couple of others, and they did end up getting theirs fairly recently. Okay, Johnny Davis said, I got my magazine. Thank you. You're so welcome. I'm working on the Valentine's edition. And then we're going to have a big announcement after that about the magazine. So y'all know I was supposed to be making it a digital magazine. So I only made a handful available for the first edition. So those of you that got that, that's a special edition. It was the first of all time. Be sure to keep that one, okay? And so we're going to go ahead and do the next one. It's going to be the Valentine's edition. Of course, the magazine is called Venus, so you know it's going to be yummy. So I can't wait for that. So you're going to be hearing about the pre-sales for that in the next week or so. And then after that, we're going to tell you what we plan to do with Venus Magazine throughout the year, okay? I love you so much. My name is Vicki Dillard, your sister with the curly braids. You are my bliss. I bow to you. I can't wait to see you again.